lovelies, and welcome back to Cakey Tea Time. I'm your host, Cakey Tea. I've just had a coffee because I still have no milk for tea, and I think it's time to play some Minecraft. So, what have I been up to since our last rendezvous? Well, let's have a little look. I've mined 62 diamonds since our last escapades, and I've also gathered the materials for today's project, which is cool. But what have I been up to? I've been playing Space Engineers. I've also been watching a lot of Poldark, which, if you didn't know, is a period drama based in Cornwall. And they have many of these, which is lovely. Lovely to see how they would have looked in real life. Now, today's project, what you must be wondering is, what are we building? So, you've probably seen the title. So, in these boxes, I have gathered the materials that we require for the... What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? We've gathered the required materials, which I've got a load of cobbled deep slate for our building blocks. I will be turning those into bricks. We've got buckets of water and all our redstone supplies that we'll be needing. And we've got spruce planks and spruce trapdoors and some magma blocks. Now, what we're building today is going to be a creeper farm. Now, the reason you would want to build a creeper farm is for gunpowder, for things like TNT and rockets. Now, our main goal at the moment is rockets, because with the rockets we can then fly around as much as we like with our new elytra. But we would also like some TNT, because we're still rocking diamond armor, and the best way to get netherite scraps is to dig a long tunnel, lay down some TNT, and cause a pretty large explosion. So I think we should get on. Now, for the materials in these chests, obviously I'm not going to be able to carry around those chests. So in our last episode, we killed the Ender Dragon and we got 7 shulker shells from an end city. So I'm going to take out 6, and I'm also going to take out 3 chests, and then I'm going to combine them like so into shulker boxes. Now, to distinguish the chests, I'm going to put my redstone in a red one, my cobbled deep slate in a black one, and also the chest with all my wood is going to be brown, so I'm going to use cocoa beans to get some brown dye there. The black dye comes from ink sacs, the red dye comes from poppies. To do this, I then just need to put 1 shulker and the dye, so that's my redstone. That's my deep slate. And that's my wood. And that's ideal, because then I can use those again. The black one will be repurposed as a coal carrier with furnaces, just because I like to when I build things, I like to have some furnaces and some hoppers and some chests and a load of coal on hand, in case I need to use them out in the wild. Because now we've got our elytra, we're going to be venturing outside of the valley a little bit, so that would be good. Right, so I'm going to stick these down on the ground. I'm going to grab our deep slate and stick that in there. Our redstone supplies, even though all of this isn't redstone, because we've got water buckets and things, but that's all part of the build, so it's going in there in somewhat of a messed order. For the last one, we've got our spruce planks and everything, so I'm just going to stick all that in the wood one. Ideal. I'm going to keep the scaffold out for now, because I'm going to need that when we start the build, and I'll just get rid of these chests. And the great thing about shulker boxes, and the reason why we're using them, is because they can be picked up with a silk touch tool. And now I can carry those around, and they've got everything I need, which is lovely. Now I'm going to stick my shield on, and I'm going to go grab some armor so that we are protected. And I'm going to grab our wings, because we're going to be needing those, because we're not building in the valley today. So there's our wings. And there's the rest of our armour. I'm going to keep my ears on today because it's uncomfortable folding them back. Now, I should have some rockets here somewhere. 20 rockets. Now, this isn't going to last us very long, which is why we're doing this today. And finding creepers is a bit of a pain. So, once we're out where we want to build, that will be ideal. There's another thing that I've been wanting to do. As we are a bunny empire, we need a banner. So this is a little bit of a distraction. so bear with me. What I'm going to need is a loom. Just going to take some wood. So I'm just going to create a loom. And get rid of that string now. And with this, I can then make banners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think it's just 2 of these. And then the rest is wool. So I'm just going to go grab some wool. Oh, I had it right. Okay, so 6 red wool and 1 banner. If you want to be making the same banner as me, this is how you do it. So we're going to need some red dye. And we're going to need some orange dye. So I'm going to take another red and 1 yellow. And we also need green dye. And there's our orange. So first of all, I'm going to put the red banner in the loom. And then I'm going to put some orange dye. And I'm going to make a diamond shape. So that's the first part. I'm going to stick the banner back in there again. And next we make a green triangle. So the green triangle will be facing down like so. Can you tell what it is yet? Stick that back in there again. And then we just need a little bit of red to make some wavy borders. And there we are. That is the banner of the Bunny Empire. And before I do anything else, I should get some more wool. Now, to save on materials, if you wanted to make one another the same and to save you having to go back into the loom again, you literally just take your banner with the custom picture and put another banner in there that's plain. Take that out and you've got 2, which is great. So I'm going to put one of them out here, just here for now. That can stay there. And I'm also going to put the other one by putting my shield in there. And taking that out. And now Bulwark of the Queen Bun has a carrot on it. Isn't that lovely? Now, back to the mission in hand. I'm also going to need for this a bed. So I'm just going to take the bed I've got here. I should probably sleep. Okay, so let's go find our place. What I want to do is I want to build this in an industrial district. Because I've got too much going on here. I've got my iron farm, I've got my sheep farm, and I've got some sugarcane growing. And all these machines, it's making me lag. So I don't want this valley to get too laggy, because also we've got loads of villagers as well. And we're set to have more villagers, which means it's going to lag even more. So the best bets would be to find a new home for these things. And I'm just looking at my coordinates now, because there's a specific place I want to build. Now, the ocean is in this direction, and I'm going to build it over the ocean, just because if I do that, there's less mobs to spawn around it, which will increase our yields. So I'm just going to fly. Okay, so I'm building it at around -600 by 300, just because it's a nice round number. I'm going to build it in one chunk, so the best bets here would be to build up a scaffold platform to start with. This will do for now. Let's build up. What I want to do is I want to build this really high off the ground. So I am actually going to be starting at Y level 200, which is quite away from here. So I didn't mean to bring up whatever that graph is, but I'm just watching my coordinates. So we're at 150. Here we are. Right, Y level 200. Let's get rid of these chunk borders. And this is where we're going to start. So I'm actually going to just plop that one away. And I'm going to build another little platform, I think. There we go. Okay. Now, I've only got 18 rockets, so let's hope I don't fall down too much. I mean, I can climb back up with the scaffold, but hopefully we don't have to make too many trips back for things I may have forgotten or need. We'll find out. So, right. So for this build, I am following a tutorial. The tutorial is by Wattles, and I will leave a link to that in the description and above. So you can click on that one, and you can either watch along with me, or if you want to build it later, you can follow that, or you can follow mine. Either way, we're building it, and it's by Wattles. So let's get started. So what I'm actually going to do is start from here, and what I'm going to be using for the ground floor is magma blocks. Now, to not get burnt while standing on these ones, if you press shift, you won't get hurt. If you let go of shift, it hurts. So that's how you do that. Now I'm going to build 8 out from each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to do the same again for the other dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to go around and do the same here. 1. Then again over here. Along the sides, you're going to want to bring it out to there, no further, because you're going to be deleting this block later. And you want to repeat that all along the edges. And I'm also going to plop out the middle one for convenience at the moment, but that will go back in. In fact, I think that middle one is supposed to be wood anyway, so I will just do that for now. For the next part, I'm going to stick the rest of these blocks in there, and I'm going to grab out our gates. So we've got some fence gates, and they are going to go on the ends of these. I've made a mistake. These fence gates aren't actually supposed to go on yet. They're supposed to go on the next level. So disregard what I've done here. Take this out. This is why it's an episode of survival and not a tutorial, because I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I will say I probably don't need to be building it this high up, given that this is all water. But I figured it'd be best to just play it safe anyway. And I expect, given that this is now our industrial district, I will be building more in and around the water, which will be nice. We're going to move on to the walls, because I thought we were fence gates, but we're not. Okay, for the walls we're going to be using cobbled deep slate bricks. However, I have forgotten my cutter, so I will just run back quickly. Also, the good thing about being so high up is I don't need any rockets to get back to town, but I just need one rocket to get back to the build, which is lovely. Like, save on rockets. And rather than wasting one to get up there, I will just climb the tower. I've just realised I've made another mistake, and maybe I hadn't gone so much as wrong as I thought I did. Oh, this is great. This is going really well so far. So many mistakes. Rather than these going 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they actually need to go 9, which is my mistake. The next floor is 7. Okay, that's better. That's fixed. So, right, I'm going to start building the walls. I'm going to put away our magma, and I'm going to turn all this cobbled deep slate into bricks. So the way you do that is you can stick it in your stone cutter, deep slate bricks. That'll do for the time being, so I'll stick the rest in there for now. Right, so for this, what we're going to need to do is build up wall around the outside. Now, Wattles use tinted glass, however, tinted glass is a little bit expensive at this point in our game. Okay, that's the first layer. I'm just gonna plop out these ones, save on brick. Oh well, they're gone. But it will save us in the long run. I've got plenty of cobblestone already, so that'll be good if I need more. Okay, I'm gonna build it up another 2 levels. Okay, now I've got my 3 levels. I'm gonna start building the next level, which is gonna be just wood. Usually, with the tutorial, bottles put down water quite early on, like in here. I'm not going to do that right away. I'm going to save that until last, just so that we can keep it easy to access. I'm also going to put some torches down, but those torches will need to be removed at the end of it in order to spawn mobs. Now, for the next level, this is where we're supposed to have the 7 by 7. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this and that's where our fence gate's going to be. That's what I thought was on the magma block, but it wasn't. I'm going to carry on around here and do the same in every section. I'm now going to take out our fence gates, and they go here and they're open. And then we'll just knock out the blocks that I've left in there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to build up 5 levels of this. So for that, I will drop us into a quick time lapse just to get those done, and I'll catch you on the other end. I don't know if I forgot to mention, but these layers are all too high, and that's all you need. Okay, my lovelies, so for the next part I'm going to need all my trapdoors, and what we're going to do with these is we're going to come up to the first wood level and we're going to place these on the ceiling. Now the reason we do this is because creepers are slightly shorter than zombies and skeletons, so a zombie won't be able to spawn in here, but a creeper can. Now when we get to the middle here, we are going to leave this one, this one, this one, and this one free. So what I'll do is I'll place those so you can see that. And then we fill these all the way to the edge. And we repeat that all the way around. And we're also going to repeat that on every single level above this. Okay, now we've reached up to this level, I have realised that I need another level of wood. So I'm just going to quickly do this, and what these are going to do for this level, it's actually going to come out all the way over the edge. So if I come over here, you'll see we've got a distance of 2 blocks where you can see the magma. For this, we're going to go all the way out because this is going to be the roof. And I've run out of wood. Right, I better run back to town quickly. So this is why I didn't want to use too many rockets, because I know there's always things that I forget or don't have enough of. Our diamond tower is coming along quite nicely, although as I've been watching Hermitcraft, they have finally reached build height with a great dramatic scene which involves several hermits connecting with Pearlescent Moon's column from build height, which is really cool. They've got a lot of diamonds on that server. I will never be able to keep up with that. So once you've got that top layer on, you're going to want to come back down again and layer this up with trapdoors again. And we don't need them on these outer 2. For the final floor, I'm just going to grab my redstone. And I'm going to bring it up with me just to make it a little bit more convenient. So for this part of the build, I'm going to need my sticky pistons, a redstone block, some redstone itself, 2 hoppers, 16 random blocks, although I'm not going to put them in yet, so I'm just going to keep them in there. We're going to need our comparators, and we've got temporary blocks, or not temporary, permanent blocks for the top. So, I'm going to get rid of these, and I'm going to place one block there, and then back to here, and these are going to come along 3 on this side, and 2 on this side. So it should look like that. So here we're going to stick a piston there and a piston there. Now sticky pistons can be made by creating a standard piston and then combining it with a bit of slime. Now to find slime, it's a bit of a pain. You either need to find a slime chunk or a swamp biome. Now I'm lucky I found a slime chunk in my mines, so I dug out an area 3 high and 16 by 16 within the chunk, and I waited a long time for something to spawn, and I only got 1 slime spawn, but it was enough to make 2 of these. So next you want to take your redstone dust. I'm going to stick a bit there, and a bit there, and that'll do for now. You're going to want to take your redstone block, stick that one there. So next you're going to want to place a temporary block there, take your hopper and face it into that one. Delete the temporary block, take another hopper and face it into that one. Then we're going to take some comparators, and we're going to place one there, and then we're going to put a block there and a block there. For the most part, that's done. So now we need to go downstairs and start fitting out our levels with what they require. So I'm going to take these down. I'm going to bring it back up 1. Now I've made a mistake because I haven't actually picked up the stuff I need from the chest upstairs. So because now this is going to be, the center is going to be blocked off from access, I'm just going to build up some scaffold here on the outside layer just to get me back up to the roof, and then I'm going to punch a hole in the roof so that I can get through, and then I'll put that all back once I've finished. So here what we're going to need is, I'm going to start back down from the bottom again. Okay, so I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to build these up like so, and then it'll just be 1 on this level. Although I'm going to take that out for a second, because what we need now, observers and dispensers, and 5 buckets of water. So dispenser facing downwards, and then you want to take a building block and stick a building block there right in the middle. That way any water that comes out of here, which I'm going to put a water bucket in there, will then hit that and then spread out, and any creepers that have spawned on this level will then get washed down into the magma blocks. And now I'm going to go up to the next level. So right here what I recommend is put 2 temporary blocks in there, and we're going to be sticking an observer facing upwards. So it will observe the block above it and then send a redstone signal down into our dispenser that again faces directly downwards. Stick a water bucket in there and then move on to the next level. And here we'll take out those temporary blocks and repeat the same thing again. What I did notice from Wattle's design is he led this redstone straight down onto this dispenser, and for some strange reason, I do not know why, it doesn't let me do that. So I am going to add another observer here. Again, I have no idea why it didn't work, but the water just was not dispensing. So I'm going to stick that there like that. And that's covered then, and that's fine. I'm going to go back downstairs because I haven't put water buckets in everything yet. Okay, for the next part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish building up that wall, and I'm going to build it all the way up to the top. So what I'll do for that is I will stick us back into another time lapse. Okay, my lovelies, now that we've done that, I'm going to go down to the next level. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. Actually, yes I do. I need something out of there. I'm going to start taking this down, and I'm also just going to make sure that everything's in order down here. Because I did notice I missed out a few blocks after I had fit the floor. Now the torches will be taken out, but no need to worry about actually doing it because it will get taken out by the dispensers once the water comes down. Everything's fine. So that's pretty much that done. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to refill in this hole, as that is literally, that's all that's left here. However, before I do that, the last thing that needs to be done underneath here is this. So we're going to stick a bucket of water there, a bucket of water there, and because this middle one is now a water source block, I can refill from that without taking the water away. And I'm going to repeat that for the other three corners. Okay, that's done. So what will happen here is creepers will come down, they'll fall into here, and then they'll get washed into this here, where they will be killed on the magma. I'm going to take these torches out. We don't need those anymore. Okay, so next I'm going to get rid of this. Oh no. Okay, I saved it. I saved it. So, to get this thing running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick in here 16 blocks. So I'm just going to take 16 blocks, and that will trigger the mechanism. So what it will do is the blocks will transport from one of these to the other, and then it will set off the signal once it's empty. And each time it does that, it will move this block, and when this block reaches the redstone here, it powers this, and you can hear the water flowing downstairs. What I'll do is I'll just come in here so you can see what's going on. So once it triggers, it does that, and that will wash any of the creepers that are in here down to the floor below the magma, which will then come into the collection area. So now that that's sealed up, all the torches have gone, it's time to create a little collection area. So I'm just going to move down, and the way that we're going to do this is we are going to build down like so. And that's just going to be a 3x3 area. We're going to then take our redstone shulker, place that down, and grab some things. So what we need from here, we're going to need a lever, powered rail, some chests, minecart with a hopper, and some rails. So the powered rail will go here. Then we stick our other rails around there like that. Because we've got a pillar in the middle here, no items are going to be in the middle anyway, so that's fine. We stick our hopper there. Okay, before we do anything else, I am actually going to take out one of these blocks, and I'm going to put a hopper in there, and I'm also going to stick a chest right here, and the hopper will face into that chest. But to get there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take a trapdoor. I'm going to place it just there. In fact, no, not just there. Hang on. Just there. So that flips up like that. And then I can come in here, press that down. It will crouch me underneath here. I'm going to take my hopper, face it into that chest. Replace the rail. I'm going to take our lever, stick that on the side. That's switched on. And I feel like I need to go back in there again. Push this one onto the powered rail, and there it goes. Oh, come on. There we go. So that will spin indefinitely. Now that we've got a lever here powering that. I'm going to get rid of these temporary blocks, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a platform that we can come and stand on to collect our stuff. Right, this is the platform. Now I'm going to extend this out, this chest system down, so I will need more chests and hoppers for that. Before we do that, I'm going to place some water in here, And that will be our ladder rather than using these blocks here. And I'm just going to go down and grab my stuff. Isn't that lovely? We should have a pillar of water on its way down. Very slowly. Right. So, this pillar of water. I'm just going to stick soul sand there. Now, this looks a bit silly, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's an industrial district. It doesn't need to look fancy. And the reason we're doing kelp is because this turns them into water source blocks. There we go. And then I'm going to come back down, remove the kelp, and that then acts as an elevator. Which is very convenient, because it does mean that I don't have to land on the pad perfectly every single time. If I fall into the water, I can just shoot myself straight back up again. Now, chests. Hoppers into there like that. I'm also going to build up a little wall. It's a shame we're on cloud layer. Right then, let's see what we've got. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Something. Oh, there's our brown box. Alright, we've still got our brown box. And there's the torches that are left over. We've got 8 gunpowder so far. So I'm going to stick that and make some rockets while we're here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to build up some scaffold. And I'm going to come up 25 blocks above this. So that's... If I get rid of those... Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24. And that will be 25. This up here will be our AFK platform. Okay. So all I need to do now is AFK for a bit. And in theory... when my game unfreezes, there we go, in theory I should have a nice amount of gunpowder. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to go away, make myself some dinner because I'm starving. It's 10:30 in the evening and I haven't eaten. So what I'll do is you will catch me afterwards. Okay, my lovelies, so it's been about 40 minutes. So I'm going to go down and we're going to see what we got in 40 minutes. This cloud layer is annoying. Maybe I should change it. I don't know if I have done that already. Cloud height. Yeah. Crank that up. That's much better. Okay. We've got almost 2 stacks in there. And they should only be filling into the bottom one. That's brilliant. That is actually really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to stick paper. Now what I'm doing here is I'm putting in 3 gunpowder. Because we've got so much gunpowder coming in now. I'm going to put 3 in each. And that will give us a flight duration of 3. As you can see from the advanced tooltip there. And the standard ones are a flight duration of 1. So these ones are a lot more powerful than the others. So what I will do is I'll show you the original. And if you see the sparks, while those sparks are there, you're being propelled. So if I go to the new ones, see that? Much more powerful, which means I can fly for further with a lot less rockets. So there we are, that's all done. Let's head back to town. Okay, I'm going to use up all the level 1 rockets just because it gets them out of my inventory then. I'm just going to burn them. I don't want them. Now that we've got an elytra and rockets, we don't really need you anymore, mate. I'm really sorry. But what I'll do is I'll build you a stable, yeah? Yeah? Okay. What have you two been up to while I've been gone? Alfie's just enjoying the fire, as he does. Okay, I think for the stables, so our horse and donkey have got somewhere to live, I'm just going to build a very small set of stables here. And that's right by the main gate there, so that would be perfect, I think. What I'll do, because this is just a very quick knock-up build, I will drop us into a time-lapse. And there we are, my lovelies. We've got our stables. My donkey seems to have been hanging around in the Bunny Empire for a bit too long and seems to have gotten a bit of a jump on. This will be it for the episode, but before we go, I just want to say I've been really enjoying the comments, the really lovely comments that you've been leaving. So that is all we've got for today. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. We've got our creeper farm running, we've got our stables, and that is it. So I will catch you next week, and I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next week yet because I haven't thought about it. So maybe it'll take me a week to decide. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next episode.